Hey everyone, welcome back to the movie studio, and today I'm here to review the last 3 episodes of Riverdale Season 1, To Riverdale and Back Again, Anatomy of a Murder, and The Sweet Hereafter. So this is very exciting. We've reached the end of the season. I'm not going to be doing Season 2 probably, but I will be talking about Season 5 when it comes out. After that, the show kind of gets, well, not good. But I will be talking about Season 5 when it comes out in January. Before I get into the video, just a couple of quick things to say. First of all, if you can please subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to reach a goal of ending 150 subscribers before the end of 2020. I think this goal is possible. If you please all go and subscribe down below. Again, I really appreciate it. I just want to say something. I am not... my channel is not so I can be famous. My channel is because I enjoy making these type of videos. I hope the people who are listening enjoy the type of videos I make too, because again, I want to see my channel grow, but I also just like producing these type of videos. So let's go ahead and talk about Riverdale. So, we're going to go ahead and start with the To Riverdale and Back Again. So this one, I think that this is a good episode. Pretty much, this is where the story escalates. This episode, we have Homecoming, and I think that Homecoming is very exciting to see play out. It's their sophomore homecoming. We get to see, pretty much Alice recruits Archie, Betty, and Veronica on a mission to prove that FP was the murderer of Jason Blossom. So they did a thing where they searched FP's trailer, they searched FP's trailer, Alice told Archie and Veronica just to search FP's trailer, which was interesting, I would say. I think that Alice is an interesting character at this point. I'm not really sure what her purpose is in the show. I mean, she's entertaining, but I don't really know what... Not really sure what she's doing in the show, you get what I'm saying? We get to see some cute Betty and Jughead scenes, and some cute Archie and Veronica scenes. At first, Veronica tells Archie that she doesn't want to be in a full committed relationship with him, and it's probably because her relationships in New York didn't really go that good. But they do share another kiss, which that means hopefully, they'll be able to, we'll be able to strive for that in the future. I do know that they do get together, but later on, they're not as good together, but here I think they're cute together. I think that Season 1, Varchi is cute together. I really enjoy it. We also get to see a Varchi duet, and I love seeing all these Archie and Veronica scenes this episode, because I like how they're cute, and unfortunately later on their relationship gets ruined by Hiram Lodge in the picture, and he really gets on my nerves. But luckily he's not in these 3 episodes, and I really enjoyed that. And pretty much it causes Jughead to not really trust his friends, and I think that is a hard thing for him. Want to know why? Because, his friends, he doesn't have many friends. He only has Archie, Betty, and kind of Veronica. That's more of an acquaintance type of thing, but, and I feel like he causes that, now he can't really trust them, and that's pretty sad, because considering, I mean, when you only have a couple of friends, you need to keep that dynamic, you need to keep that trust together. If it breaks that trust, it's going to hurt you, because, again, you don't really have many friends. Besides that, FP is arrested for the murder of Jason Blossom. We get to see Jughead dealing with that. So, do I think that FP murdered Jason? Kind of, but I also think it was someone else, and that they're just using this to kind of throw us off, because Riverdale Season 1 is really good. So, I do not think that FP murdered Jason. I do not think so. We also get to see Mary Andrews in town. She arrived at the end of the last episode, and it was cool seeing her. I like seeing that relationship with Archie and his mom, and I think it should. And Mary wants Archie to go to Chicago with her. So I was like, okay, will Archie be moving? He's obviously not going to, because he's needed in the town of Riverdale, so they say later on. But honestly, I think that he's cool. I think that his character now is kind of dumb, but he's overall very funny. Later on, his character's not as enjoyable, but right now I think it's cool to see him in that type of scenario. So yeah, Mary's back in town. We also get to see one last storyline. We get to see Cheryl and Polly. And this was interesting. We got to see that dynamic with them both living in the Blossom house. We haven't gotten to see that yet. Pretty much, Cheryl's gonna take Polly as her date to the homecoming dance, and they do go, but she ends up drugging Polly, and Cheryl ends up going by herself. So unfortunately, Cheryl's alone at the dance, and I kind of feel bad for Cheryl, because she's the only one who doesn't have a partner right now. After Archie rejects her a couple episodes back, she just she doesn't have anyone, and I think that really comes into consideration when it comes into the next couple episodes. So, that's pretty much episode 11, to Riverdale and Back Again. Episode 12, this is pretty much the aftermath of FP getting arrested for Jason's murder. We get to see Jughead dealing with the fallout. He wants to move to Toledo to visit his, to live with his mom and sister, but his mom says that it's not a good idea for him to be there right now, and that he needs to stay put. So yeah, Jughead stays put, and he ends up making up with his old friends, and they team up to find out what really happened to Jason Blossom, who murdered him, and what really happened. So I'm gonna kind of like take you through like the whole thing that's happened, pretty much. First, they question Joaquin, which at this point is Kevin's boyfriend, and the truth is that he did have some part to play with it. He helped FP stuff Jason's body in the freezer, in the White Worm basement. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And so he does have a part to play in it, and Kevin's kind of upset because, you know, he thought that his boyfriend would do better, and pretty much it does lead to Joaquin leaving town, and him and Kevin do end their relationship. I wouldn't say they were even really in an official relationship as much. I mean, they were, more so than Kevin and Moose later on, but I don't know, I think that their relationship was over, and too bad for Kevin, but I think that now, I mean, because he did have some part to play in it, so I'm just going to go ahead and say the official reveal for who murdered Jason, you might ask. Well, his dad, Clifford Blossom, did. Yep. Clifford Blossom murdered Jason. He murdered his own son, and I know that that sounds super cruel and wrong. I think it sounds super cruel and wrong. I'm like, what the heck? Like, come on. Like that's just, like, cruel, and I don't know. That reveal, was it kind of surprising me? Yeah, because I was expecting it to be, like, I was expecting it to be, like, FP, or maybe it was someone we haven't even met yet, but Clifford Blossom doing it, and then he hangs himself. So now Clifford's dead, Jason's dead. Like, now 2 out of 4 of the Blossoms are dead. Who's gonna be next? Well, I'll talk about that in a second, but yeah, so Clifford's dead, Jason's dead, so now, that was kind of episode 12, it pretty much just focused on that storyline. I'm pretty sure there was nothing else that happened in that episode, so what I think of this reveal, the final reveal, you know what, it was fine. I think that I wasn't really sure what I was expecting, so for that kind of reason, I think it was a pretty good reveal. You can comment below what you think of that reveal. What did you think of Jason Blossom being murdered by his own dad? That was super surprising to me. I'm like, what the heck? Again, like, you can't really, I don't know, that just sounds super wrong for that to happen. Besides that, oh, okay. So, we also get to see Cheryl and her mom have a big, like, kind of like fight in this episode. Pretty much, Cheryl's like, Mom, why do you treat me so much worse than you did Jason? And pretty much, Cheryl, I mean, not Cheryl, Penelope literally drags Cheryl, and she reveals that, you know, the maple syrup and all the maple syrup that they have and everything. Later on, Clifford hangs himself. Cheryl does find out that her father was the one who murdered her brother. Gotta say that's wrong. That is kind of episode 12 for you guys. Episode 13, the finale. We have, so a lot of things happened here. We got to see Archie and Veronica grow closer. They do admit that they start hanging out, and it seems like there's some unresolved feelings with Barchi, at least from Archie's side. He's like, a little part of me always thought, and he was gonna say that a little part of him always thought that him and Betty would get together. But now they're both in committed relationships. This is the time where Barchi's kind of like, you know, Archie grows feelings finally by the end of the season, but now Betty's occupied. Archie right now isn't in an official relationship with Veronica, however, it does become official this episode. But Archie now, I think that this is one of their last cutest episodes in the whole series. After this, their relationship kind of becomes old. I would say, yeah, they have sex for the first time here, and I'm like, okay, I'm liking Archie. I think that it's pretty cool. Besides that, we get to see Betty, and Jughead more this episode. I think that it proves that, you know, they're soulmates for each other and they have a great relationship. Archie's a little bit jealous of their relationship, as Veronica points out, but I really don't know. But we get to see Betty and Alice, and pretty much Betty finds out that she has a brother, which was interesting to me. I'm like, okay, Betty has a brother. That's interesting. I gotta say that was an interesting thing to find out. And so, besides that, we really don't know much about that, but Jughead has to move to Southside High because of his father in prison. So, Southside High is the prison on the other side of town, on the south side, aka Southside Serpents, and that whole thing, pretty much Archie, Betty, and Veronica showed true friendship to Jughead. And the good news is that, you know, now they're, he's still in Southside High, but I felt like that friendship between the core four is officially finalized this episode. I really did enjoy that, and I think that, well, no, besides that, we have Hermione and Fred. We get to see that, kind of like, friendship happen in this episode, and you might ask me, what did I think of Fred and Hermione? Well, I'm not the biggest fan of them as a couple, but I think they have a good friendship. I think that they're cute together in a friendship type of way. I wasn't fond of them having that affair. I was like, okay, like, we don't need to see an affair happen. Like, come on. You know, you get what I'm saying? We don't need to see... yeah, I guess the way I'm trying to say is that we don't need to see an affair and ever relationship, you know? So, that was kind of my opinion there. We get to see Cheryl, and this was the biggest shocker of the episode. Cheryl she tries to commit suicide by falling into the river. Luckily, the core four are there to save her, and to be honest, I was glad because we really couldn't see. Cheryl is the main character. A main character. I think that this season focuses more on her than any of the other core four. I was like, dang, dude, like, seriously? And I think that she's hurting, you know, she's hurting from what's happened with her brother in the past, so I almost kind of get it, but then again, it's like a huge shocker, like, Cheryl, like, I think that you might have some issues. I don't want to say that in a bad way, but pretty much, what I think of these 3 episodes, come back and talk about that for a couple minutes. These episodes were a good last 3 episodes. I enjoyed them. I hope you enjoyed them, and, so as I kind of end off this video, I want to say a couple quick things. You might ask me, why do I think Riverdale Season 1 is the best season yet? Well, we get to see a high school drama, and the mystery actually makes sense for the most part. I like to see the mystery set in the high school world because Jason Blossom was one of the students at Riverdale High. And I think that, you know, all the teens coming together to do these mystery things are pretty cool. And I like Betty and Veronica. I like Betty and Jughead. I like Archie and Veronica. Do I think that do I like Barchi? I like it. It's fine. It's a comic book classic. Also, you should go check out my Riverdale versus Archie comics, which is better. That just came out, Monday. So you can go check that out because that was a really fun video where I compared and contrast the two. This season, it felt the most like Archie comics, I gotta say. Pretty much because we got to see high school drama again, we got to see these lounge scenes, we got to see Barchi, and having Barchi is one of the biggest high school drama pieces, because, again, they're classic, and when we see Buckhead, it's mainly mystery, and mystery is like the opposite side of high school drama, is the opposite of it. So Buckhead is really high school drama, it's mystery. Varche is a little bit more high school drama, but lately they just have sex a lot, their relationship does become old, I would say. So yeah. Barchi is the closest we get to high school drama, typically. In this episode, we also get to see, like, a Jubilee, and I think that Betty's speech at the Jubilee was pretty cool. I think that they set up the Black Hood for next season, and the Jubilee is the main part of that, but I think it shows that Betty is, like, a pretty good character. She's a solid character, and I think that she has a really good story, especially in this season, and I like her character, and I think that putting her together with Jughead is very interesting, but I think it overall brings a good dynamic to both of their characters, and I'm excited to see, you know, that relationship progress and, you know, even future seasons. Season 2, I would review, like, that type of things, but I don't think I will, because I've watched all of it, and I wanted to review Season 1, because I was out of ideas for what to do, and 2, because I knew that Riverdale Season 1 was good. So, yeah, I will hopefully review Season 5. I'm super excited for Season 5. Season 5, I'm hoping, is the best season they have ever done of Riverdale. I think that it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited for the time jump. I think that if they did college, it would be kind of like... it would be kind of weird because they're all in separate locations, and it's supposed to be about the core four and, like, all the other characters in the same place. If it was in college, it would feel definitely like a different show. So I think that this time jump is for the best. I'm excited to see Barchi play out. Barchi, as of the end of Season 4, they decided to break off their emotional affairs, so now they're technically broken up. But who knows, they might get that romance back on and make high school drama good again for the last 3 episodes, first 3 episodes of Season 5. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. See you, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, never miss an upload. Thanks everyone for watching, and bye.